Hey there, everybody. We do have a new boss battle simulator, and no, you're not seeing double. We just have the exact same boss for the boss battle sim as we do the rescue signal event, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if this is like something they'll do in the future, because we know the previous two boss battle sims were just recolored sprites from previous battle challenge events. But this is really, really neat because we're seeing the same boss that we've been playing against all week. So in that sense, it's kind of nice because it gives you a little bit of an advantage of seeing the boss's skill set. Like while you're doing the boss battle sim, you can sort of look at the other boss's skill set and get an idea of what to expect, which is kind of nice because it's basically using the exact same skill set, which is for better or worse because this boss isn't particularly friendly and does do a lot of damage to the units. It's got a lot of it's got the SP lock and the SP drain. So it has a lot of things about it that make it a bit of a nuisance, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Another topic I want to talk about, which is probably a bit controversial, is the gacha for Belle and Beast. I gotta say, I am none too happy with the decision to make this a 100-point pity cost banner. I was really worried about it when we saw this with the Aladdin banner last battle challenge event, when they brought back the Aladdin characters because they were bonus units. They did the Aladdin cast on that single banner, all three of the Aladdin units, but it was a 100-point pity cost. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's just horrible. Like, what a terrible decision to make. And I was like, it's got to be because there's like 3 units on the banner. Like maybe that's just what they intend to do with when they put 3 units on a single banner. But then it had me really, really worried about this banner. And sure enough, here we are with a 100-point pity cost. And at this point, I'm angry. Like, I'm mad. This is absolutely absurd. They should not be doing this. This is going to make so many people angry with the game, and it's going to make so many people who, were just starting to feel like the game was picking up. This is myself included. Like, it felt like things were going really well. They're starting to put in more content. These boss battle sims, I think, have been getting people pretty excited. To do this is such a slap in the face because Belle is one of those units that a lot of us covet. Because she is such a powerful support unit. If you're in the Discord, we talk about Belle all the time as being like, OP. She's great, best offensive buffer in the game. If you look at my tier list, she's at the top. She is definitely a great unit to have, and a lot of us have been excited for a Belle rerun banner. So her initial banner was like very early on. I want to say it was back in it was within the first month of launch. I think she came out within that first month, I want to say. And then they did one rerun for like one day where you could pull for her for one day during New Year's. But then we never saw her again. We never saw her on any rerun banners. And then we saw in the data mine that she was going to come out this week, and a lot of us were like, "Oh, this is perfect. I've got my 15,000 saved up." Especially like free-to-play players, a lot of free-to-play players have been saving 15K just for this unit. And so to then see that, oh, wait a minute, that it's going to cost you 30,000 to pity this unit, it is just horrible. It's terrible business. I don't like it at all, and I think you guys should send a ticket through support and let them know your thoughts on this. Send them your feedback. We got to stop this 100-point pity cost thing because the new Belle still costs 50. Why does she cost 50 but old Belle costs 100, right? And just because she has the same banner rate, okay, I mean, it's not like her banner rate increases, right? She has the same 1.5% banner rate that all these units have. So why does it cost twice as much to pull a pity copy of her? And especially considering that most people don't even want OG Beast, so when they're pulling and they get an OG Beast, they're going to want to rage quit. I gotta say, you can see I've done 28 single pulls, and I did them. I did single pulls. I did not do any 10 pulls. I wanted single pulls because I have this weird thing that I swear single pulls are better. I don't know what it is, but I seem to have a lot better luck with single pulls. So I did 28 single pulls. And I did not do all of them at one time because I definitely rage quit after the first pull session. I think I did like 15 pulls, and I pulled my first gold was Beast, and I was like, okay, don't get mad. You knew this was gonna happen. Just keep going. You know, surely the next one will be Belle, right? Pulled another gold on the 15th pull, and it was Aurora. So at that point, I was just frustrated. I was like, no, forget it. Turned it off, went to sleep. Woke up the next morning, didn't even boot up the game because I was salty. I was already salty. And I know you're thinking, wow, 15 pulls, that's nothing. You got 2 golds and 15 pulls, cry me a river, right? But, you know, I only want 1 unit off this banner. And so, you know, it took me a while to finally like turn on the game and look at it again. And I was like, all right, I'll do some more pulls. And I think I did like maybe 6 or 7 pulls and pulled another Beast. And at that point I was about to rage quit again. I almost turned it off again. But then I was like, all right, no, just like before, just keep going, see what you get. Finally on that 28th pull, I pulled Belle. So now I have an LB2 Belle. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted from this was just 1 copy of Belle to finally have my LB2 Belle. Because I pulled for her on the first banner, had to go all the way to pity. I pulled for her on that one-day banner, for New Year's, and I had to do like, I think I did something like 20 or 21 single pulls because I did not have enough to pity her at that time. So I did like 20 or 21 single pulls for her at that point and got another copy, thankfully. But yeah, it's been really tough getting Belle. But I finally have her LB2. But yeah, I feel like it cost me a bit of my sanity to do that. I know other people have had even worse luck. Other people have had to go all the way to pity, spending 30,000 crystals to get an LB0 Belle, which in my opinion is just absolutely absurd. That should not happen. All right, that should not happen. The cost should still be 50 points for a pity. I don't care what they think they're doing here. If other units are still 50, right, these should be 50 as well. So that's it. Gripe done. You know, so I'm going to get off my soapbox now because I've wasted too much time talking about it. Let me know your comments or thoughts in the comments below. Let's get to the boss battle sim. All right, before I bore you too much. As you can see, I'm not doing nearly as well as I did last week because, well, last week I had two of the strongest bonus units, and I had both of them at LB2 or higher. So I did quite well last week, not doing nearly as well this week. But this boss is also a fairly bit more challenging than the previous boss. I still haven't quite figured out the best team strategy for it. But real quick, we'll look at the bonus units. So the bonus units are fairly limited compared to last week. Not nearly as many bonus units. They're all, of course, revolving around Beauty and the Beast. So, you know, Belle gets a 200% damage bonus. Both versions of Beast get 200% damage bonus. And then Gaston actually gets a damage bonus too. But since he's a free unit, he only gets 150% compared to the 200% that, the limited gacha units get. But that still makes Gaston a very, very powerful unit. So if you're not using him in the Battle Challenge event, you should be using him in the Boss Sim event. All right, so definitely use him unless you have both versions of Beast, and then you can drop Gaston. All right, but if you don't have both versions of Beast, keep Gaston. And in fact, Gaston is better than an LB1 or lower original Beast, in my opinion. So yeah. I think Gaston is perfectly fine as a DPS for this one. My team that I'm running with right now, this is Blue Striker Day, is sort of my core team here is going to be basically Belle, Honey Farm Poo, P Mini for the SP, Gaston for DPS, and then a striker. If I don't have a corresponding striker, I will put in my LB1 beast, but just based on some tests that I've been doing, an LB2 striker that has a damaging EX skill like Hero Mickey will do more damage than an LB1 or lower beast, even though he's got that damage bonus. So that's just something for you guys to keep in mind. As for their abilities, so I rolled attack skill power up 10% for my Hero Mickey. It's not the best. Obviously, I'd rather have the 20%, but it is what it is. Gaston, I just tried to roll something that had, I basically just rolled till I got a 10% attack boost on the ability seed for him. You know, the 10% attack stat boost. And I just happened to land on this one, and I thought this was actually kind of a good one for this event, giving him HP regen during status ailments, because he will get SP locked, which counts as a status ailment. So that means he'll get a little bit of extra HP regen, which hopefully gets his HP back above 75% quickly, so he can start doing his EX skills. But yeah, other than that, P Mini's got SP lock resist. Obviously, if you don't have any way to remove SP lock on your party, then your SP generator needs to have SP lock resist. I have found that 50% SP lock resist does work fine, because I have that on my OG Beast, and I did some tests with him, and the 50% SP lock resist worked just fine. But obviously 100% means it's always going to work. Honey Farm Pooh's got SP charge on status ailments, which is, you know, that's just, it is what it is. Belle's got SP charge on EX skill activation. Just means we get a little bit of extra SP when she knocks that up. But that's kind of a silly thing to say. But anyways, let's get in here and see how we try and tackle this boss. I've got 2 tries left. I've been working, just trying to figure out, you know, best team compositions for this boss, and I think this is going to be my go-to combo. So for me, I'm able to do skills with Belle, Pooh, and Gaston, because my Pooh is because my Pooh is LB3, so his SP cost is reduced, which allows me to do Gaston's skill right away. You may not be able to do that, but we need the buffs for Minnie in order for her to do SP. Now, if you're using 1-star Marie, then you may not need that buff, and you can honestly replace Pooh with someone else, like maybe Genie, to give you attack and damage reduction. I would definitely recommend some kind of defense buffer, though, because the boss does hit pretty hard, and the AoE on turn 1 can quickly knock out some of your party members if you don't have some kind of defensive buff. All right, so I would recommend defensive buffs of some kind. So this is how we're going to start, so that way we get our buffs. We get 1 action with Gaston in, so we get that defense break. And yeah, Minnie will do some SP gen, and we should be good to go. All right, didn't get a crit on the first one. That kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. All right, not seeing nearly as many crits as I like, but it is what it is. Oh my, are you kidding me? He killed Minnie already. And of course, it's because I'm recording, but as you can see, so there's just an example of how you want to have some defensive buffs up, because it will just ruin your day if you don't have any kind of defensive buffs up, because it might kill a unit. So I'm just going to go ahead and back out, because that really sucks. That's the first time that has happened in all of my runs. Here's my last one. Let's see how this one goes. This boss has been a little bit frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Okay, let's try this again. Please don't kill anybody this time. That would be just fantastic. Oh, great, I got a crit. That's a good sign. Maybe this will be a top run. All right, seeing a few more crits. Oh, nice. All right, that's a good sign. All right, nobody died. Sweet. Okay, so at this point, the boss has SP locked everybody except for Minnie, because she's got the SP lock resist, and it also does an SP drain, because if you noticed, I had way more than 16 SP by the end of my turn, and yet all of a sudden now I have only 16. So I'm going to do Gaston again. Obviously, we just want to try and deal as much damage as we can to this boss, and just hope we get lucky, and you know, in cracking this big boy down. So, or maybe a big girl. I don't really know. I mean, no reason a boy can't dress like that. So, Okay. So we're doing pretty well here. Actually, all right, so the boss does stealth when you enter confusion mode, so don't bother with normal attacks because that's got 100% evasion. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to defend with everybody else, and I'm going to skill with Mickey and Gaston. Again, we're just trying to do as much damage as we can. As much as I would love to get another buff with Belle, I think Mickey, you know, it's just we're just playing the RNG game, and we're just hoping that Mickey is going to crit with his blue striker here. Okay, so let's go for it. Nice, we got a crit. That's good. Ooh, 2 crits. This might actually be my best run. Be nice if we ended on a good note. All right, that's perfect. We've got our... Oh, took Minnie out, but that's actually okay. That is fine because we have our miracle ability. That actually works out really, really well for us. So, yep, we're just going to go all skills here and go for it. Yeah, this might actually end up being my best run here, so as long as he doesn't knock out both of my damage dealers next turn. Oh, wow, yeah, look at that, beautiful. All right, and then, so what I think I'll do is, oh, should I buff Belle? Man, yeah, see, this is tricky. All right, what would be the best? So we've got 30% attack crit chance. I think, because I can't do Belle and Gaston. Oh man, I think doing 2, I can't do 2 skills either, can I? Oh man, what should I do here? Should I skill with Mickey? This is a tough one. Or should I skill with Gaston? Gaston with his skill. So it's only 2.5 times damage on a massive modifier. It's 5. So it's actually the same. Yeah, so it's actually the same. So I'm gonna skill with Gaston and let Mickey hit a normal attack because Mickey's gonna do his EX. Oh, I wish I could do Belle too. Oh man. Or does it make more sense to go with Belle? This one's tricky, guys. This one's tricky. What do I do here? I feel like skilling with Gaston and just rolling the dice with the critical is the way to go. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's do it. Oh gosh, I didn't get the critical. Crap. Oh, that was a critical though. Hey, all right, my best run. Oh, I'm glad I got it recorded. Nice, nice. Okay. That was pretty sweet. That felt good. All right. So yeah, obviously that's the best I can do today, unless I had more time to tweak it. You know, I probably should have done a little bit of math to see what was better to do in that scenario, but yeah, there it is. So there's our boss battle sim. Hopefully this was entertaining to watch and instructive. Good luck to all of you guys out there with the boss battle sim, and I will see you on the other side.